What's going on, YouTube? How's everyone doing? I hope everyone's doing great as usual. Thank you again so much for all of your support, guys. You guys have helped me hit a milestone of 3,000 subscribers, which I'm just truly grateful for. I can't even believe it, guys. To me, I know for everyone else, it's one small step and it's not that big of a deal. But for me, you don't understand, guys. It is a huge deal for me. I'm working a lot, and I try my hardest to build my channel as best as I can. And I just wish I had more time because I work a regular 9 to 5 and it's hard, guys. It's really, really hard. But don't ever think that I forgot about you guys, because I may not come out as consistently as I wish for my videos, but it's really mainly because of work and just everyday life and errands and stuff that I have to obviously attend to, as that will trump anything. It's just life. So anyways, guys, let's talk, man, because I got some stuff to talk about here with these three TVs. We are pretty much ending 2024, and it has been super interesting with these TVs. I mean, first and foremost, I'm really going to be talking about mostly like my overall personal experience with these TVs, since I've owned them, more so not so much about the quality, picture quality like we usually cover, but just overall coverage, hardware, software, everything, sound, everything. So yeah, let's get right into it, guys. So the first thing I do want to say is, while this demo is running in the background, this is Jennifer Gala's demo on her YouTube channel called the HDR Super Channel. I will put the link in the description below. Check her out. She literally makes the best HDR content out there, period. It is actually phenomenal and mind-blowing what she is capable of doing. Huge fan of her work. And yeah, check out the link in the description and subscribe if you appreciate her work just as much as I do. So, but let's get right into it, guys. So now, first things first is the controller. I don't feel like this should be really spent a lot of time on, but again, before I even get to the controllers, all the way to the left, we have the Samsung S90D, or I'm sorry, the LG G4. I will show you. I'll just pop the menu up so you guys can see. So that's the LG G4. In the middle, I will pop the home up. That is the Samsung, obviously, and then of course I will pop up the Sony A95L. This menu right there. So again, LG G4 to the left, Samsung S90D in the middle, and the Sony A95L all the way to the right, and they are all in the 77-inch size. Controller, guys, let's just make this as quick as possible. The Sony A95L, in my personal opinion, is the best controller. It is backlit. It has a nice feel to it, a nice metal. It's just very high end, easy to use, extremely easy to understand, and it's just a solid, well-built controller. I like the ease of use of that controller. That's my personal favorite. My second favorite would definitely be the Samsung, because the Samsung controller, because it's forward thinking. You can charge it. You never need batteries for it. You can charge it via USB-C or just regular airwaves in your house. So that I do appreciate the most. The only thing that I would say is Samsung really needs to work on creating a dedicated HDMI port or HDMI button to the remote, just to make life easier, because it is annoying. I know they say it's not a big deal, but it's just annoying. So they need to fix that. I don't really mind the LG remote too much. I'm just used to it. I do feel like it is a little bit outdated, but at the same time, at the same token, the Magic Wand is cool. I don't think they should ever get away with that. To me, that'll be like the same thing as a Samsung Galaxy Ultra losing its pen in the next generation. People will be upset about that, even though they complain about it. That's something something I don't think should ever go from from LG. I just do think that they should keep that same feature while at the same time creating a more refined controller. And the customization of what you can do with that controller is awesome. So don't get rid of that either. Just make the controller better. The same features that it has now, but better. You know what I mean? More easy to use. And that would be the way to go for LG if I were to give them any advice. But yeah, so that's that. Now, hardware, guys, build quality, I got to give to the LG G4. That particular TV is just built like a tank. It has a beautiful aluminum brush finish bezel around it. It just looks super high end because it is high end. It's just built tough, and you can tell they put a lot of love into their quality control when they built that TV. You can just tell. Um, Next, I would say the closest second would be the A95L. And the reason why I say that is because when my personal experience, I bought two of them and I had micro scratches on the screen. When you're paying that much money, I think it should come with some kind of screen protector, like a film that goes over the screen, just like the rest of the TVs do. I think that was a stupid move by Sony. I don't know what they were thinking then. But yeah, that created on both my TVs very small micro scratches on the screen. And it's just like when you're paying that much money to see that, and then you just say, oh, you got to live with it because you don't want to go through the hassle of picking this big TV up and bringing it back to the store and doing whatever you got to do, or call customer service support. I think that they did that and they got away with it, and I don't think that they really should have gotten away with that as easy as they did. But overall, the build quality of the TV is good. I do think that the plastic on the Sony A95L feels a little bit cheaper compared to the A95L. I feel like the G4. The G4 definitely seems to have a better feel and build quality to it, in my personal opinion. Um, but yeah, that's just how I feel. The S90D is a nice TV. I think it is definitely as far as you know build quality goes, it has improved over, let's say, the S95B and the S95C that I owned. I just feel like it's definitely more refined. It looks good, but I do notice that it does have the most quality control complaints. Still dents in the back of the frame, warping a little bit in some of the plastic, shipping package issues with holes in boxes and things like that. Things that you just don't want to see when you purchase a TV. Just red flags up and down, things like that. So not a big fan of that. Sound quality wise, definitely the A95L right out the box. I gotta say though, I between the LG G4 and the S90D, it's a close tie. I do think that the S90D does have a little bit better of sound quality, except for when you get to higher volumes. And I mean, I'm talking about like top higher volumes. You get a tiny bit of distortion when it comes to like loud music or action scenes with loud music in the background. Um, so, that's the only thing that I would say really would deter me from really putting the volume up so much. But on the lower or regular tones that you keep it in, like, maybe like 25, 28, 30 decibels around there. I do like the way the S90D sounds better compared to the LG G4. I just feel like it definitely has a little bit more of a, live sound to it. But that's just, again, a personal opinion. Now, another thing I do want to add is that when it comes to the sound quality, as far as, let's say, I'm sorry, let's say connectivity issues, um, I've never really had any serious issues with connecting exterior sound bars to either the LG. I just feel like it was probably the most solid or easiest setup connecting. a sound bar to the LG, and I know that like when you connect a sound bar to Samsung or when you connect a sound bar to Sony, it should be seamless as well. It wasn't as seamless as the LG in my personal opinion. It just worked. Everything just works on the LG. You connect something and it works. The handshake's always good. Um, it's extremely rare where I have any issues ever whatsoever with connecting any external device to the LG G4. It's just that simple. The S90D, I had such serious issues connecting the soundbar to the S90D and its Q Symphony connection as well, where it really, I had to like start all over. It still didn't work. I had to reset everything. It still didn't work. And then I went back to reread the directions and just did it all over again. And finally it worked. Um, so it was just like one of those things where it just doesn't, it doesn't connect as easy as it should, in my personal opinion. The A95L, when I connect the Sony soundbar and rear speakers and sub to that TV, it does connect right away. But then afterwards, it's weird. I'll get disconnection issues where I have to reconnect it, things like that, every so often. And I didn't do anything. I left everything the same. So it's just weird how that happens. And then you have to, resync everything too, and then recalibrate your sound as well to your room, just to make sure that that didn't get screwed up too when it was disconnected. So, it's little things like that that can kind of be annoying out of my personal experience. So I would have to give it to the G4 when it comes to connectivity. UI, I got to give all three of them a tie. I mean, I love the Google operating system. I love the WebOS system, and the Tizen system I also love too. That I think the Tizen system is definitely the most snappiest, the quickest, and it is definitely easier to use in that manner. When you click, it just goes. It doesn't. You don't really have to wait as much for access to load and then get into whatever you clicked on to access. It's just more snappy. I do feel like the WebOS system has gotten slower with the new A11 processor. It's almost like they concentrated less on the speed of the operating system and concentrated more on maybe giving more power of part of that processor to something else that they can take advantage of. I'm not exactly sure. I could be wrong, but for some reason it seems slower than past TVs that I've had with the same WebOS system. And again, the Google system is kind of like a happy medium in between. It's smooth. It works good. It's not snappy. It does take a little bit to load the apps, but it's smooth. It's easy to use and it's easy to understand the interface. So, that's pretty much how I feel regarding that. Um, and again, guys, when it comes to really my overall personal opinion with these TVs and my experience is, um, you know, I think if you can only choose one TV, and these were your three TVs that you were going to consider, money was not an object. I just simply would have to go with the LG G4, only because the LG G4 just has it all. It really, really does. It's the most well-rounded TV out of all of them. Although it cannot be a QD OLED in color, or although it cannot get as bright or as colorful in certain highlights, it still can. Um, and it still can get extremely close. All that while being able to have much more detail, much more earthly looking colors, like natural colors, especially in those earth tones. Um, and gaming is definitely another strength of the LG G4. The gaming menu, the customizable, how good you can customize your personal settings in gaming. The connectivity in gaming, when you connect a console, I heard when you connect to PC, it's just a little bit more seamless, a little bit easier to use, and things like that. So, and obviously it can get to 144 hertz, just like the S90D. But it just seems like the best, most well-rounded TV. Um, and I would probably have to go with that because, again, not only can the LG G4 get to a cinematic look, but it can also do well for gamers as well. So it can do both, and it may not be able to do both as good, but it can do both better. So basically, what I mean is, for example, the A95L may not be the most recommended gaming TV. Yeah, you can play role-playing games in it, and yes, it does have a lot of good detail, but it doesn't take that QD OLED technology to its full potential because I feel like Sony likes to be a little bit more conservative with their colors, and the TV cannot get as bright at the same time. So, to me, those are some setbacks for the A95L. Now, if they were to be able to get as bright and as clear as, let's say, the S90D in game mode, because they are both the same type of panel technology, we might be talking a different story here, regardless whether the TV, the A95L can only do 120 hertz and the S90D can do 140 hertz. If you hook up your console to it, that wouldn't necessarily matter. But I'm telling you guys, I have the PS5 hooked up to all three TVs, and I can tell you that the S90D in gaming is just a I don't even know what way to put it, but it is the probably the best TV you'll ever have when it comes to gaming. The colors, the sharpness, the clarity, the 3D pop, the separations in the color gradation. I mean, it all around, the uniformity of the panel, it is like the most perfect gaming TV picture and color wise that you can ever see in your life. The only thing I will say is that the LG G4 can get really close and be able to maintain like more detail in an overall scene. So like not only will you get all the detail in the foreground, but you get all the detail in the background as well. You'll get that the LG can pull more of that, especially when it comes to like rocks and backgrounds and nature and things like that. It just can do it. It's just, I don't know any other way how to explain it. But I will say when it comes to like colors and color saturation, the S90D in gaming, you will be able to see better gradation within those colors. It just has that extra pop to it. The A95L, I do feel like lags behind in gaming, but when you put a movie on, especially a 4K DVD, HDR DVD on, that is where the A95L just completely shines because now you have the best sound quality without a sound bar, and you have that cinematic motion that Sony is known for, that they're so famous for, which is just honestly, it's amazing. It's truly the best. But you know, the LG also can get close to that too. So that's what I'm saying. Like, although the LG cannot do what the S90D and the A95L can do, it can do, though it can do it to a certain level that you know, that these two other TVs can get to, but it's just best all around. So that's just my overall opinion when it comes to that. Uh, you know, what my, if I had to choose my overall, if I can only choose one, it would definitely have to be the LG G4. It would just have to be because it's the best all around TV at the moment, and that's pretty much my opinion on that. As far as next year goes, I know we're already starting to see some rumors about the LG G5. If they're even going to call it that, I don't know. But you know, I think the biggest leak that came out was it being able to run at 165 hertz, which is amazing, especially for PC players. It will definitely have some good capabilities there. Not so much info yet on like brightness or if there's any picture quality upgrades or any technology changes or anything like that. Um, but I wouldn't have really anticipated much of a change anyways when it comes to that, only because they've already last year upgraded to a new A11 processor for their premium TVs. So like, where else are they going to go? Maybe refine the MLA a little bit better. Maybe get a little bit more color. That a little bit more color for Rec 2020. I'm not sure. I really don't know how they're going to be able to pull that off. Maybe get a little bit brighter. But that's really all I see there. I do hope that either the Sony comes out with a new processor or Samsung comes out with a new processor specifically for dedicating themselves to QD OLED. I think that would be a game changer right there, and I would think that Samsung would probably be the one that's going to do that next. Um, and it looks like, to me, Sony could potentially doing that next too, since they took a year off. So you never know, but that would be awesome to see. And I'm also hoping to see an 83-inch QD OLED as well, because that would definitely be one of the TVs on the top of the list that I would like to purchase. So let me know what you guys think. Is the A95L a thing of the past? Has the 2024 TVs have actually surpassed that level? Or is the A95L still the king? You let me know what your thoughts are. Obviously, I know that it was Value Electronics TV of the Year, second consecutive time in a row, second consecutive year in a row. But we all will also have our own opinions there too, as to why it should or shouldn't be. But they're all going to be logical, and we'll see. So what 2025 brings, I'm excited for it. I'm all about it, and you guys already know I'm gonna be saving my pennies for the next year's models, and we're gonna go from there. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. I'm glad that you guys are being supportive and friendly, and keep it going. I love the energy, and I will see you on the next one. Thank you.